So when he was coaching you, Kat, was it all about presentation and performing and stage presence, or did you ever have a chance to get into songwriting with him? Because I won't be surprised if he goes down as one of the all-time best pop songwriters.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, right?
The guy is just sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
so great.
Oh.
And he can play every instrument.
Yeah.
He's insane. He's kind of savant-y. You know, I had no idea that he played so well. He plays the drums and the piano and guitar. He's an amazing guitar player.
Yep,
and of course singer. But
yeah.
No, we could never get into that. Now, watching this season that's about to wrap up this week, they got into that original music thing. And I was so jealous when they started doing it after my season that I couldn't have had that on my season because it would have been so great to co-write a song with him.
I know.
I mean, come on.
That's forever.
Yeah.
Ever. He's amazing. But no, so we didn't really get into that. He asked me if I do it. He asked me, what was my favorite song that I had written. He'd asked me about my rock band, Scarlet Haze. And he asked a ton of questions, but we never really went there as part of the learning process. So most of my time with him was just spent performing and singing. The coolest thing, though, was that he worked with me so much on dynamics as a rock singer and not always being on 10, which is so easy to do on not only in rock, but when you're in high stress or like when you're filming in front of 15 million people watching, it's hard not to just give just 10, and he was so diligent about teaching me how to use that, and we talked about it as though it was a guitar or as though I was using a guitar pedal and so many useful things. And a little unknown secret was that he loitered around the lot a lot during taping days, and I knew where he liked to just go hang out. So I would just go and bother him, and we would talk about the craziest things, about knitting, and we would talk about...
You talked about knitting with Adam?
Because I told him, I said, I'm struggling with nerves. I was struggling with nerves. And he's like, well, what do you do to wind down? I was like, well, I've been knitting. That's what I've been doing when I wake up and when I go to bed, and that's how I'm learning songs. I'm just constantly knitting. He thought that was so amazing. Mm-hmm. And so we talked about fear, and we talked about anxiety, and we talked about nerves. And it was funny because when we had that conversation, the night before, he had just sang and opened up the Beatles tribute show. I think that was on like ABC or some other channel. He did this Beatles tribute, and he said, I've never been so nervous in my life, ever.
Wow.
And so he had a lot to say and a lot to give me on that day. And we had so many weird conversations. We talked about sushi one day. So he was just helpful in getting me out of my head and overcoming fear. And he's the one that told me. He stood there and told me, he said, listen, sometimes everything you ever want is on the other side of fear. And you're going to have to take that step. And he's like, I'm not always going to be here to help you do that. And of course, I will do that while you're here, and I have your back. But it's not about what you're doing here necessarily until what you do after the voice. And so you need to go forward and make sure that you either have the support system or you're strong enough to step over that line when you need to. And I love that. I use that when I'm talking to kids. I will forever use that. And it was a perfect visual in my head about stepping over that line.
That is profound.
Awesome, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think part of that drive that you had is just, like you said, like tracking him down. A lot of people wouldn't pick up on that, right? But you knew where he was going, right, on the lot. And
if people knew, they were too scared to go up to him. But I was like, no, you only live once.
That's it.
Exactly.
I'm going to go talk to him.
That's it.
Until somebody tells me no, I'm going to go do that.
Yeah. Take the opportunity, right? Take the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. As your cat's doing right now.
Take the opportunity, buddy.
He's like, I'm in the picture too.
Yeah. Yeah.